Now we're doing FreeCodeCamp Legacy Python for everybody. Python for everybody. More conditional structures. Exercise 2. Here we go. All right.
Hello, welcome.
So here we are on this one. Let's just press right. Let's pause it instantly and just press right arrow just one time. And it'll get to this part. And we'll start reading this. So we're going to rewrite our pay program using try and except so that our program handles non-numeric input gracefully by printing a message and exiting the program. The following shows 2 executions of the program. So we'll say enter error hours 20, enter rate 9, error please enter numeric input. We also have enter hours 40, error please enter numeric input. All right. So that's what we will do right now. So let's come down here and open up our text editor. All right. Here we've got the one that we just did, the ex01.py, but let's save this one as, let's come up here. Let's clone, let's copy this, copy, paste it, and change it into 2. 03, 02 like this. And then we'll save this. We'll get rid of this and save this as 2. All right. So now we've got that set up. Excuse me. Ooh. So now that we've got that set up, what we want to do is do the, what was it? What we want to do is the thing that this says, which is use the try and accept thing, all right? So let's open up our notes real quick, all right? So we've got them right here. We know try and accept was right at the end. So we'll go all the way down the end and we'll come up to this right here, sample try accept right here. So we know we're going to have raw something. We're going to have like a variable right here. So that's what these are going to be. So we've got some variables right there. And then we're going to do a try and accept. We're going to see if it's an integer or not. And then we're going to do an exception, right? So let's do that. We'll come over here and let's just copy this. Let's copy this try and accept right up here until the end of this raw string thing. Let's get that. Let's drop it off right here. How about? Let's back it up. Back it up, back it up, back it up. All right. Let's separate this, okay? So let's say try ival. I don't like that. Let's call this try hours equals int hours, all right? Because we can do that. We can do this. Hours equals in hours, except hours is this right here, right? So let's do the same thing for rate. Let's grab this up to here from 7 to 2 so we can have a space in between like that. And let's double click hours right here. Let's also say Control D so we can select this one, and Control D one more time and we'll select this one, and we'll change this to rate like that. So we changed all 3 of those to rate. So now that we've got this going on, let's do accept hours equals -1. How do we do the thing to where we make this stop running inside of here? I don't know. I don't know if we went over anything that does that. So we'll just do it to the best of our ability and see what he does, and then just take it and put it in here. So we've got this right here, this right here. If hours is greater than 40, we're getting overtime. Okay, so we've got this right here and the else, this if and else. So let's do an if statement. So if it's this, we'll say something. If it's this, we'll say something. And then we'll get out of that. So watch this. We'll go if hours is less than 0, right? So if it's -1, what we're going to say here is print the hours input needs to be a number. Let's put, yeah, that's good. And then we'll do the same thing. Let's just take this from 15 to 13. Copy that, drop it off, and let's change this hours to rate. And then you could do a Control D and change both of these to rate. So rate like this. The rate input needs to be a number. Okay. And let's say elif right here, elif. All right. So we've got this elif that, and then inside of this one, let's say also if let's take this. Okay, check it out. We'll do this. We'll say, if this is the case, we'll say, print. So if hours is less than 0 and rate is less than 0, we'll say print the inputs need to be numbers. Okay. How about that? So, and then we'll say down here, else. And we'll put this in the else. Do a Control X, Control V, and then tab this over 1. All right. So if rate is less than 0 inside of hours, we'll do this. Else, we'll just say the hours input needs to be a number. Okay. I think that's pretty good. And then we've got the rate thing here. Now we'll say else. So if neither of them is -1, what we will do is we will say this stuff right here. So let's bring this back. Let's highlight all this and tab it over 1. All right. Is that good? Oh, and then let's tab this over 1 also. Let's tab this over 1 also right here. This line 36. Boom. All right. So if hours, okay, that's really big. Anyway, so we've got this stuff. Try int hours. We don't need to do that. They're already floats. Int. Oh, yeah. Yeah, okay, so let's get rid of these floats while we're at it. Oh, no, I think we have to try them out inside of here or they won't work. All right, so let's do this. Let's bring it back to where it looked like this. All right, now let's take this hours right here, copy it. No, let's do a Control X, throw it in here. Let's get this rate. Control X, do it in here. Bring it back. Whoa. Bring it back. This should work, right? Let's Control S because it doesn't say it's bad. So let's open up the console. Do we got that open already? No. Open up the console. Let's do this too while we're at it. Let's do this. All right. There we go. There we go. Drag this down. Actually, can we do a control plus? Let's go to ChatGPT. How do we increase the text size in Windows command prompt? Open command prompt, yeah. Title bar properties, font. Okay, is that how we do it? There's not a hotkey. Whoa, shut up. All right. Is not a direct hotkey. All right, so let's do that. Properties. Font. 28. Let's see that pretty good, huh? Let's make it a little bigger. Nah, that's good enough. All right, we got that, and let's open up this one over here while we're at it. All right, so now we got both of these going on in our faces. Boom. Boom. All right, so let's do this. We're going to say CD desktop, CD PY4E. All right, we'll say tab. Yes, there we go. Nope. Oh yeah. Let's do this. Press home and say CD. All right. And then let's say tab this one. Let's go home and say Python. Run it. How many did we work? 45. What? All right. So there's a problem right there. What's the problem? Okay, this except needs to be -1. Needs to be hours equals -1. So let's say hours equals -1. That's just the first thing I saw. Also, this needs to be float. Float. What the hell? All right. Let's take this. This needs to be bigger. No, it doesn't. All right. Let's take this. Command Control X. Put this here. Put hours equals -1. All right. So now let's try it. Let's put a Control S. Now run it. 45. How much do we make? 45. Overtime. Yay. All right. So let's do it again. 45. 45. The inputs need to be numbers. Yes. All right. But the thing is, I don't know how to close these things out. So this is about as good as we're going to have to get for now. So let's just go watch. Hold on. Let's do this too. 45. No, let's put 45. And then 45. Like that. Nope. No good. The input needs to be a number. All right. So let's do it again. Let's put 45 and then the number 45. The hours needs to be a number, all right? And then so when we do it again, when we do 45 and 45, it comes out great. All right, cool. So that works well. Let's watch Dr. Chuck. Let me put on my headphones. We're going to watch Dr. Chuck tell us how to do it his way, because I don't know how to get out of these. So let's figure out how Dr. Chuck does it. move this over. That should be good, huh? Okay, let's go to see Dr. Chuck. It's not Dr. Chuck. There we go.
Rewrite of exercise 3.1. We're going to deal with some error conditions using try and except. So let's go ahead and get started, but this is a good example of something where you want to start with.
Also, before we get going, A, boom. B, I looked up Atom. Oh, we can go look up Atom right now. How about that? How about we go see this hard truth. Atom text editor. Atom editor right here. On June 8th, 2022, GitHub announced Atom's end of life occurring this day, right? And also, if we come over here, we can see Atom and all repositories under Atom will be archived under this. So it's old news. It doesn't get updated anymore. But if it does, I don't know how to do it. And there's no real easy way to figure it out. So let's keep going on with VS Code.
Previous assignment. So let's open the file that I did before. And so this happens to be right here, EXO301. And there's my previous previous program that I wrote for exercise 3.1. And let me set myself up with Python so I can actually run it. CD desktop, CD py4e. These will get better. CD EXO301 ls. And I can say Python 3 EXO301.py. And, you know, it works fine if you give it the right data, but if you give it bad data, 10 and TEN, it blows up, right? And like always, you're getting trace specs for all kinds of things, but this one's pretty clear. If you slowly but surely don't get mad, just say, oh, line 4. What could be wrong in line 4? Could not convert string to float 10. So what it's complaining about is on line 4, this variable SR, which is the string TEN, the letters TEN, is not working. So this function is blowing up, okay? So that's what it's complaining about, and that's what we want to deal with. Now, when you're using try and except, you don't want to just put a try. You want to limit how much data that you put in the try and except, or how much code you put in the try and except. So let's get started on assignment 3.2. So the nice thing that we can do here is we can say File, Save As, and go up a folder to PY for everybody. Make a new folder called EX0302, and then save the file as EX0302.py. Okay, so now make sure, get rid of that. So make sure this is different. We're in a different folder, so we're not editing that old file. And the first thing I'm going to do is, come on. Well, I'm going to get rid of some of these print statements. I mean, the code's going to work.
We're keeping them.
Come on.
We're keeping them. Those print statements are styling.
Okay.
Where's the print statements at? Yeah, those print statements are styling. Where is this? In fact, we could probably make it style harder. Where's the you're making overtime? We could probably make it style harder. Watch. Print. Oh, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. All right, there we go. And let's save it. Whoa, what's going on here? What's this? What's the problem here? What's the problem with this? What's the problem with that? What? Let's save it. Let's see what's the problem. What the program says the problem is. All right, let's do this. All right. Tabs and spaces and indentations. What's the problem? Maybe that was what he was talking about. All right, so let's do this. Whatever. All right, save it. Control S. Try it again. Let's do this. How many hours? 45. 45. All right, see, we can style it up a little bit too, huh? All right, anyway, that's what I was getting at. Sorry these are long, but this is what I want to do. I want to learn this stuff. All right, let's go.
Okay, so the dangerous line of code is right here. And so the problem becomes, how are we going to deal with this? And, so let me do this as well. So here's if I do PWD, I'm in EX0301. This could drive you crazy. Oh, wait, I'm in the wrong folder. How come this is in the wrong folder? I put EX0301. Oh, why is this in? See, you got to watch this. I think I'm in the wrong folder. File, open. EX0302. EX0302. Okay, so now I'm in the right spot. I don't know why that wasn't showing up right, but keep your eye on this, especially when you're using file names that are, so I'm in this EX0301, so I'm going to use a command, and you can use this both in Windows and in Linux and in Mac, cd ... And what that does is that goes up a folder. Part of the goal of this course is to teach you how to use things like this, just how to use these command lines, because to be a programmer, even doing the simplest stuff.
Yeah, I had to ask ChatGPT how to do that. This is the first time me watching this video.
You got him.
So yeah, that's how you go up a folder when you're in the command line. Let's go over here. Let's say cd, and then ... All right. And then you see, okay, see we're in user salva desktop pi 4e, and we're in this EX302. So let's say cd ... We come up, and now we're in this pi 4e. When we do the dir, we can see we've got these directories here, right? So that's basically what he was saying right here. Now, is there a way to undo that? I don't think there is. But let's go back into this, cd that, boom. And there we go. That's basically what he's saying.
Manipulate files, and you got to be able to use command line. You got to use all these things.
We do.
Not everything is a full screen clickety pointedy thing, okay? And so what does CD do? Well, it looks at this and it goes up one folder. So it moved us up into here. And so you can see after the CD, my current work.
I'm not really paying attention right now to this. Anyway, a thing I forgot to say. If you're old like me and you were around when DOS was a thing, when you had to access all this stuff from DOS, I don't know what DOS means, but basically before Windows got big, you had to access computers with screens that looked exactly like this, and you had to use this stuff. It wasn't exactly like this, the CD backslash, the CD, usually you had to use backslash, you had to use all kinds of different commands, but this basically is what DOS used to look like. And so this is, like these old timers, this is what they started programming on, and until, like if they were programming from the 70s until like the late 90s, there was no, well, not the late 90s, but the early 90s, there was no Windows or graphical user interfaces. It was all this, right? But it is what it is. It's fine. Let's get this here. Let's open up the video.
Working directory is that, and I can do it. Goes up a folder.
There we go.
Part of the goal of this course is to teach you how to use things like this, just how to use these command lines, because to be a programmer, even doing the simplest stuff, you got to manipulate files and you got to be able to use command line. You got to use all these things.
That's true.
Not everything
That's
is
true. It is true. And one more thing, back up again. The thing is, we have to start thinking about the computer as looking more like this, because the graphical user interface, like the Windows or the Mac OS, whatever, that's very distracting. Okay, this more closely resembles what the computer actually is. Just a bunch of little files. Here's a file, and then with a bunch of files in it, and another bunch of files, another bunch of files, and another bunch of files. And we're just going to manipulate until we're at the point to where we can actually use the graphical user interface. We're going to the GUI, the GUI. We're going to be using this thing right here, because this is more computer-like, old school wise. Anyway, whatever. Let's get back to it.
Full screen clickety pointedy thing. Okay.
Yeah, that's what he's talking about.
And so what does CD do? Well, it looks at this and it goes up one folder. So it moved us up into here. And so you can see after the CD, my current working directory is that, and I can do ls to see the folders. And now I see my new ex0302. So say CD ex0302. And part of being a programmer is having a lot of folders with weird names to organize your stuff, ls. And so here we go. Now we have this file and this file in the same place, pwd. This matches this, that file matches this name, and I can say Python 3 ex0302.py 1010. Okay, so now I'm just nervous enough to want to double check this. And so I will do something like this. I will say XYZ pay. And
before we go any further, let's go ask ChatGPT. Where did ChatGPT go? Let's go ask ChatGPT how to clear the screen on the command prompt. What's the command on a CMD to clear the screen? CLS enter. Let's make it big, make it small. Come on now. What's the deal with this? What's this business? What is this business? What is going on? Anyway, whatever. So let's go down here to the end. Where are we? Okay, let's say CLR. That didn't do anything. What are you lying to me for, ChatGPT? CLS. Okay, CLS. There we go. There it is. Okay, so we learned that. Let's get back to this.
Save
CLS.
it, and then run it again. Python 3. I don't care about the numbers. See the XYZ page? So now I know I'm in that file. So I do stuff like this all the time to triple check that I'm really working with the file. So now I'm in this file, and now let me make my mistake again. 10, 10, and now there's my failure, right? So there's the mistake, and that's the thing we got to fix. So we have these lines of code. So what you do in Python, when you know that there's a dangerous set of lines and you want to take out insurance on those, you put them in a try-catch block or try-except block. And what are we supposed to say when it blows up? It says, error, please enter numeric input. I'll just copy that and paste this. Print, error, please enter numeric input. Make that a little bit wider. Print that out. And I want to put this print statement back in. Okay, so here we go. So now what's going to happen is we're going to come in here. We're going to run these. If they work, we'll skip the except block and continue. If they blow up, then it's going to run this except block. So let's run it. Let's start with a working case. That still works. That's good. It comes and does this extra print that I've got on line 9. Let's go in the bad case. 10, 10. Okay, so we got to parse this.
All right. Let's go back over to ours. Try and fix it up a little bit. All right, make this bigger. So let's do what he did. Except let's print. All right, let's get rid of this stuff. Okay, let's get rid of this stuff. Change this to an else. No, change this into a regular if. Okay. If rate is less than 0. Anyway, we'll deal with that later. So let's say print the hours input needs to be a number. All right. Copy that. Let's throw this here. And then we don't need this. We don't need this. We can move this, all this back. 1, 2, 3. Oops. Back that up. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. There's got to be a better way. There's got to be a better way. Okay, that sucks too. All right. There's got to be a better way. But anyway, print the hours input, the rate input. Let's Control S. Let's open this thing up. Run it. Come on. Oh, yeah. There we go. How many did we work? 45. No. Yeah, doesn't matter. Okay, cool. Oh, no, but it keeps going. How do you get it to just stop? Okay, let's find out how he gets it to just stop.
A little bit. So it says error, please enter numeric input, but then I still get a traceback. And you're like, I hate computers because doesn't this look beautiful? I got to try, indent it. It looks just like what I saw, right? It's so beautiful. Why does this computer hate me so badly? Well, then take a step back and say, you know what? The computer is admitting that it's confused by what you've given it. And so just look, what line are you mad about, dear computer? Line 9. Okay, let's take a look at line 9. It's always this line or the one before it, almost always. Almost always it gets it right. And it says name FR is not defined. So that, just focus on this. So it's complaining about this. And the problem is that it came down here, it ran through here, ran through here, and this blew up. That line never ran. That's the line that blew up, and then it ran this error. So it never got a variable or a value in FR. And that's because in this particular case, we would either have to put an if statement in to make sure the rest of this code, or we can say, you know, if everything is just so bad in this thing and I don't want to continue, quit basically says do not continue.
So there's the secret. There's the secret right there. Didn't learn that. So we had to watch this to get that. So let's go over here and let's fix up our thing and make it look real cool. Quit. All right. Let's say Control Shift backspace. Right arrow. Copy it. Let's come over here under this one. Drop it. Quit like that. Looks good. That should be good. Now let's run the thing. Let's save it. Let's run it. How much do we make per hour? Control Z. Boom. Okay. How many hours did we work? 45. No, 45. 40. Here we go. Our input needs to be a number. All right, so it quit. Awesome. So that was the secret that we didn't know. And now it's looking pretty snaz. Let's see if we can make it do anything stupid. Okay, there's that. Okay, you're getting overtime. That looks good. Let's see. What if we put stupid characters in? Nope, still doesn't care. All right, good. CLS to clean the screen. Boom. We've learned a lot today. Let's go.
Okay, so when it comes in here, it runs this, it blows up, it comes down to here, it prints this, and then it quits, and then it doesn't continue on. So now I can run this again. 10, 10, it works. 10 and TN, and it fails exactly the same way. This part here is exactly the same as this part here. The difference was, as soon as we print this out, we quit so we don't continue on. Okay? So if you're doing really simple sort of input checking, sanity checking is one of the things we call this. We're just, is the data make sense?
Let's look at this one more time. All right. I like this better. I like this better because we don't have to declare it so many times. But is it uglier? That's the question. Is this not as good? I don't know. Is this not as good looking as this one? Does this look better than mine? It is shorter, isn't it? It's because of all these extra prints, though. Yeah, it is all those extra prints. But I like that. I like those extra prints. Let's do it one more time. No, not like that. Like that. 45, 45. Yay. You're getting overtime. Styling, too. Don't forget the style. Let's put a little more style. Let's get this. Copy it. Style it up a little more. And let's run it again. You're getting overtime. Whee! All right, great. I think it's pretty good. We need to learn how to make line breaks though to make it even better looking. But it's styling now. All right, so let's come over to this thing and watch the end of the video.
Sense and don't continue. If the data doesn't make sense, if these two statements don't work, then whatever we've been given is nonsensical data that we're not capable of handling. Okay? So that is how to write exercise 3.2. And I hope that you have found this little video useful, and thanks for watching.
I did find it useful. It was very useful. All right, so yeah, doesn't look the same, but it does do what I want it to do, right? That's one thing about this coding stuff is we want it to do, it doesn't matter that this doesn't look exactly like what Dr. Chuck does. What matters is that this works, okay? And we'll learn about optimization later, but yeah, this works. We can see it. We've seen it work quite a few times. And it's styling too. So, do it your way, do it whatever way you want. That's part of being programmers. Anyway, so there's that. Let's come back over here to this one. So now we are going to do this. Given the following code, which line should be surrounded by a try block? Temp, 5 degrees. Far, float, temp. What? 5 degrees, float, temp. Cell, 0. I guess line 3. What line should be around? Line 3, I guess. Nope. Line 3 and 4? It couldn't be line 1. It has to be line 3. Maybe line 4 also. Let's check. Let's see. Okay, cool. So let's see why though. All right, it's going to be this one for sure because we got to check to see if float temp works. Try this. Except this? No, that doesn't make sense. Try, why 3 and 4? Let's go ask ChatGPT. Let's go say, ChatGPT, why is this? Explain this. Okay, so what's the answers? So 3 and 4, so 3, so just 3 or 3 and 4? Okay, we should include both lines 3 and 4 within the try block to ensure that any potential errors. Okay, try this and this, print cell. Okay, cell. Okay, so we would try this. If it works, I guess that's cool. So it'd be 3, 4, and 5? I don't get it. Couldn't we just do the thing where it quit afterwards? I guess not. So I guess we put the print in there. We put 3, 4, and I guess 5, 2, according to ChatGPT. That makes sense. And we do this if it works. We do this if it works, and we print that other thing if it doesn't work. All right, so this is not as right as ChatGPT, but whatever. 3 and 4. Check the answer. Looks good, and submit it. All right, so now we're on to Python functions. All right, and we'll see you next time.